Alright, Feed the Beasters, we're back, and we have accomplished our goal that we set out for yesterday. So, I originally, I believe spawn is like roughly right here. And we started off adventuring, and I roamed out to the north, and I've roamed around a lot. I spent 6 hours roaming last night. And I found, as usual, a beautiful Sacred Springs biome right here. And I've seriously considered setting up shop there. I'm still considering setting up shop. I'm at a coin toss right now. And I'm kind of waiting for the people to get on my stream. And at that point, we will choose a base location. But I've decided it's either going to be in this area, in this Sacred Spring, which I really like. I've also roamed out far and wide, and to the south, I found this big tainted forest. And I came on around, and I was able to discover where I'm at right now, which is a series of rainforests right here, bordered by a massive, and I mean massive, look at the size of this biome, desert. It is a huge desert. So this is choice number 2, would be this area. And I'm pretty keen on it as well. And then to the south, I found another rainforest, which is bordering another tainted biome. And I haven't quite finished exploring out here. But right here, I began to find these huge, amazing cliffs out here. And I've still been kind of exploring around and just looking around. My map is massive at this point. I've discovered so many villages. There's basically, like, if you look around, here's a village, there's a village, there's a village, there's a village. Here's another, there's another. Every biome, it seems, has a village in it. I found so many out in the desert. Eventually, I quit exploring the villages and quit looting them because I had looted so many. It was just absolutely ridiculous, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But as it stands right now, I'm trying to choose my exact location. I do have a Sacred Spring available to me. I have a few other good positions. There's an Extreme Hills right here, which is, I kind of like to have the Extreme Hill next to the Sacred Spring. That really works out nicely. As far as where I'm at right now, we have this rainforest, and it's a whole section of rainforest with a lot of water around us, so that's cool. And here is an Extreme Hills biome, and it's a fairly large Extreme Hills biome. And, that's for finding emeralds, but we know that there are other ways to get emeralds. In the desert, one of the interesting things, I don't plan to build in the desert, but I found this massive oil field. Look at all this oil. Oil everywhere. And there's all kinds of temples. Here's a temple. I think I found 2 or 3 others. Here's one. I think there's one back over here in this other smaller desert. Right here is one. So there's lots of things that I still need to go explore and visit. And I actually found, I believe it's right next to this city. I think there was like a zombie spawner right here. A little dungeon that was exposed in the water. And so that was kind of cool. I jumped in there and checked that out and got some ender pearls. I found several different meteors. This one had a lava bed around it, so that was a cool looking little meteor site. So there's a lot of meteors for us to go explore when we get ready to start with applied energistics. But yeah, I've got a crazy looking world map. The only way that I really know to show it to you guys is to save it like this. And this will kind of give you a bit better grasp of the size maybe. So let me go into my Feed the Beast folder here. And Infinity, Minecraft, Screenshots. And there we go. There's the map. So let's see if we can just do a preview of this. There we go. So this is the current explored area of my world. And for reference, I don't know if you remember the old world. The old world of Zekrid was a 5K by 5K map worth of exploration that I had done. This map is the exact same size, except for I haven't filled in all the blank space right now. But I mean, just a massive number of biomes. And as of right now, I'm standing right here. And we can zoom in on this. We can get a lot closer and pan around and see the individual chunks. But we've got a lot of space available to us that we've already explored. We're either going to the west. Sorry, I just had a sneezing attack. Or we're kicking it right here to the east. So I'm not exactly sure which. I'm going to decide that, and then I'll get back with you guys once we figure that out. And we'll get started on laying down a base. I'll probably go ahead and lay down the basic pieces of the base before we come back. And then we'll go through what all I found in my exploration. And we'll get started on the things that we're going to be trying to get done in today's episode. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright, YouTube. We're back. And as you can see, we have a base. We've even got some carrots. after starving to death multiple times. But the cool thing is we took out the mountain or hill or whatever you want to call it that was here, and we've laid down the starts of our base, so we are ready to get started with Infinity Evolved in Expert Mode. Now, like I said last time, we did massive amounts of exploration to the point that the people that were watching me on the stream wanted me to stab my eyes out and stop playing the game because they were tired of watching me raid villages. And I raided villages, and I raided villages, and we raided some more villages, and then I found some new villages, and we raided those villages too. I didn't raid all of the villages, but I raided most of the villages. And all that loot is contained right inside of that box, and that box. And you're probably going, well, that's not much loot. You're wrong. You're so wrong. It's so much loot, I don't even know what... No, I'm just kidding. But check this out. Okay. Fun thing about these boxes, these little engineering crates, and I think I pointed this out in a previous episode, they can be stacked within each other, and they don't drop their inventory when you break them. That means that they create basically infinite storage, so I just kept picking them up everywhere I went and putting more stuff in the stuff and the stuff and the stuff. It's like quantum physics. And so eventually I had to create a sorting system in which I could tell what was inside of what engineering crate. And so what we came up with was something along the lines of, this is all smeltable stuff, so we'll get it out first and we'll take a look in there. So this is like armors and horse armors and cauldrons and gold coins and pieces that I picked up, from Tinker's Construct, as well as fuels. And this is all stuff that I can smelt down and get metals out of. Each of these cauldrons produces a very good amount of iron if you throw it into a Tinker's Construct smeltery. So that's basically like my iron savings right there. As is the iron armor. It produces a pretty good amount as well. So this is all stuff to be smelted down and regain the materials from. Next one over is all the ingots that I found. And man, did I find ingots. Ingots for days. Look at all these ingots. 64 copper ingots. Holy crap. There's 22 more. And then we've got some more sitting right over here back in this chest that I didn't get a chance to put in there yet. Let's see if we can stick those in there now. And then we've got some ores that we found around, and these are different parts from Immersive Engineering. We happened across that one chest that had some diamonds and gold in it, so that was fantastic. So this is all stuff just from raiding bases, basically, other than the gravel ore. And look, we even got 6 mana steel. What the hell's going on with that? We did the same thing inside of that chest as far as sorting goes, and we'll get to that in a second. Now, this chest contained tools and I think like miscellaneous items. So let's pick it up. So like records and dimlets and other tools that I made when I screwed up and died, which is pretty frequent. You guys know how well I play this game. It's not too good. That doesn't belong in there. That goes in the smelting thing. What are you doing, steel boots? Those damn booties. But we found, some Trackman's goggles, which these are kind of worthless for us for right now, but whatever. We've got some extra mossity in here. A few enders. Those are good for chopping off heads and getting heads if we empower them later. That is if we don't make one of our own, head chopper swords things. And this is consumables, so primarily foods and other things that can be consumed to keep me alive. I don't know why those are in there, but yeah, there's foods, and we've got some treasure chests that we found, or uncommon treasures. 43 wheat. I think I've still got some bales of hay somewhere that I can unload to make even more wheat, but that's enough wheat to keep us alive for a little bit. All of our apples that we started with, we still have. And let's see. This last one was basically a catch-all that I just recently started using when we started building this base because I needed a place to throw junk. So there's all kinds of strange and random things in there. This is where I also stick fans that annoy me from the stream. I'm not going to say any names right now, but they know who I'm talking about. So we followed the same methodology that we did in this chest to organize the other chest. And I still have 11 of these crates that I wasn't even using in case I needed to use it. And inside of this strong box, I followed the same routine, and I sorted everything into a little order. So for example, this is all books and writable things, or it's supposed to be. Let's see. Oh no, it's books and spawners. I had to switch that. I forgot. So we ended up with 2 witch spawners, 2 zombies, 2 wisps, and 1 cave spider spawner so far. Then we got into unidentified seeds. And a lot of these seeds are really important. So for example, the oat seeds, we're going to use these when we get ready to make a presser. And then we've got cabbage, kiwi seeds. We're going to be using those when we get ready to make a watering can. And I'm pretty sure that I found all the seeds we're going to need, but I'm still going to go ahead and show how you would go about breeding these seeds in case you don't raid enough villages like I did, because you don't want to spend 6+ hours exploring your map. I'll show you how to breed these seeds through the mutation trees in AgriCraft. And we got lots of crop sticks because the farmers weren't doing their jobs, and so I was just cleaning up the weeds for them, and I got free sticks every time I cleaned up the weeds, but they got pissed off so I didn't put the sticks back. Anyways, moving on. More unidentified seeds. So these go right here. And these are mystical seeds from AgriCraft that give us the plants from Botania, as well as the seeds for witchery. They're snowbells, water artichokes, belladonna. Somewhere I've got mandrake, but I don't know what I did with them. We've also got these nice little cinder pearl seeds that you can find out in the desert that give you blaze, what do you call them? Not blaze powder, but what is it called? Cinder pearl. This you gives you something. I don't remember what. That, yeah, blaze powder does give you blaze powder. Anyways, so a way to get blaze powder without even going to the nether. So that's fantastic. Industrial hemp, nether wart. We've got basically what the plants we could get out of the nether right there without ever visiting. So that's cool. Next over is we decided to do bees, or I was told we should do bees, so I started gathering up stuff for bees. So I've got some stuff for bees here, and I've got some stuff for bees over there, and there's stuff for bees everywhere because bees go everywhere. That's just kind of what happens with bees. Then we've got trees and plants, and there's more seeds in here because I ran out of space, but most of these seeds in here are already identified. Unlike the seeds that are in these two chests, these seeds are identified, so they are not actually part of AgriCraft, so that's actual netherwort. We have cotton, we've got some rubber wood, both MFR and IC2 rubber woods are in here. We also managed across some sacred oaks because of exploring that sacred spring biome, so that was cool. Got a willow sapling. These over here are parts of AgriCraft that are used to make an irrigation system to water your farm. I've never used it before. I'm pretty sure it makes things grow faster. That's fantastic. Yay. We also were able to get a slime sapling. Now, where did that come from? Well, as I was exploring the southern parts of the land and being harassed incessantly on my stream, I happened across this giant blue waterfall pouring water down from the sky. And at some point I disabled my waypoint, so let's turn them back on. And when that happened, look, I died. I fell off my glider. My glider killed me 6 times yesterday, guys. 6 times. Anyways, somewhere, I thought I had bookmarked it. Slimy sapling. There it is. Right here. As I was exploring this direction, I found this place. This is the first place that my glider killed me. Because basically I found this waterfall of blue slime. I swam up it. I found a slime sapling. I was like, hooray. I even planted one back there because it gave me 3 of them so that I could return the sapling that I got. So then I decided this is a good idea. We see this tainted forest. We're going to fly over it. I jump off. I get on my glider and we fly it all the way to here. And then suddenly my glider disables itself and I fall to my death in the taint. So then I had to walk all the way across the map from spawn. Doo-doo-doo. And be a hero and get my body out of the taint. So that was a lot of fun. Stories. Story time with JD. Anyways, next chest. What else did we get? These are flowers. I like flowers. They make me a manly man. We ended up with 2 black lotuses, so that's definitely going to help us out with Botania by putting some men into our mana pools. The other flowers will be used for various things, such as opening a twilight portal at some point, as well as bees. I don't remember what's in this one, so let's just put it down and find out. Oh yeah. All of these different engineering things from Immersive Engineering. I've never used these. I don't know what they're for. It also contains everything for our Tinker's Construct Smeltery, which I happen to get most of what we're going to need, but we're still going to show you the ways to build one from the ground up if you don't happen across these things. This is your basic Tinker's Construct setup with the stencil table, the tool station, the pattern chest, part builder, and another pattern chest. I get 2 because you're going to have one for your non-metallic patterns and one for your casts. That's why I keep 2 around. These other things are additional dimlets and witchery books because I don't know if the witchery books are for anything, but I figured I'd grab them and look through them this time. I've never done that before. This next chest contained things that I considered primarily magical or didn't know what else to do with it. So you'll find things in here such as Rowan berries, Nidor, or Niter, however you want to say it. Just things that I felt would go with Thom. We've got some flippers and some wading boots, so those are cool. And we've got the little safari net so we can capture some stuff. Ender pearls. I've actually got 4 more ender pearls somewhere else, and I threw knowledge fragments and aluminum. I don't know. In here. So that's fun. I ended up getting 2 sealed notebooks for Mistcraft. Mistcraft is disabled, so I don't know what I'm going to do with those. We're holding on to them for now. And last but not least is the Immersive Engineering crate itself, which we're going to put down here. And this contains a whole bunch of treated wood planks, treated wood sticks, some engineering hammers, a bunch of creosote that we got from raiding train stations, pistons, hobbyist steam engines. Basically, this box allows us to bypass the first portion of the game that's supposed to be, you know, your technology wall. Kind of the first thing you need to do in the game to get started is you need to build a coke oven. And it needs to be the Immersive Engineering Coke Oven. And we're going to look at that recipe right quick. And I need to turn off caps lock. And what you're looking for are these coke bricks. This is a 3x3 multi-block structure. So you need 27 of these. And each time you craft this recipe, you're going to get 2 of these bricks. So 14 crafts is going to give you 28. You're going to have 1 left over. This is necessary because you need to be able to produce creosote. And the reason you want creosote is because what we're trying to get to is a forge hammer. Forge hammers from IC2. and it's crafted with 2 treated sticks and 5 iron ingots. And it's important because we use this forge hammer to start making plates, and iron plates are used in basically everywhere that we would normally be using iron ingots. You need them for armor, you need them for buckets, which if we want to start Tinker's Construct, we need a bucket to be able to get lava into Tinker's Construct. You also need them for various other things throughout the rest of the game. So this hammer is pretty important. Well, all the engineering buildings that are now in the game give you crap tons of this treated wood planks and these treated wood sticks. So you can virtually bypass that now. You don't even have to worry about building the coke oven. It's probably still good to have to produce coal coke. I'll leave it up to you. We'll build one. I think I have the stuff for it, and because I have the stuff for it, we'll build one. Why not? But the other thing that it lets us bypass is we don't even have to worry about building, the early game engines that we would normally have to build, because these hobbyist steam engines that you can get out of the rail stations are basically the equivalent of the earlier engines you would normally be producing. So if we look at thermal, we'll do dynamo. It'll make it a little easier here. So one of the first things you usually would make would be something like a steam dynamo, possibly. Well, maybe not. You'd just probably start off with an assembly table, actually. No, you're going to have to power that. How did I power it last time? I don't remember. It was something very simple. Something very low powered. Anyways, you're going to need some form of early power generation. I believe that Stirling's, yeah, these are pretty simple to build still, but this also requires the forestry, the carpenter's not too bad. You need to be able to produce bronze though. So, you're going to need Tinker's Construct to be able to smelt alloys to get to bronze, which will give you carpenter. But the carpenter itself requires RF, so you need something that can power that even before that can happen. The sterling that comes from Ender.io is not easy to produce. You're going to take some time to produce that one because you're going to require machine frames. What was it that I used as my very first engine? It might have been a generator. I can't remember. Let's look. Let's look at that one. No, it's definitely not this. This does require the plates, and you can get all of this without having any other RF. I know we went quickly into immersive engineering though, and we started making as quickly as we could windmills and water mills. I remember that from the last playthrough, but I do not remember honestly what the very first engine that I produced in that was. Let me go take a look. I can look this up right quick. Dun, 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 dun. My channel, videos, and it would be in the Infinity Evolve playlist. Engines, furnaces, and machines. Oh my, let's take a look at this one. Pretty sure it's this one. I don't remember what the first engine that I built was. Someone's telling me survivalist generator. Let's look at that one. I do think that one of the first things that I built did end up being a generator. So this might be it. This might be your first source of power. But there was... No, I remember now. Yes. Okay. It's this. It's this Sterling. No? Is it that one? It might have been survivalist. I don't remember. Anyways, we don't have to worry about any of that because we've got the hobbyist steam engine from the get-go, from the start. So that's fun. It is a steam engine though. I do remember that. So hobbyist steam engine, you can pour these parts, and actually it might be these hobbyist steam engines now that I think about it, because you can actually get this entire machine from Tinker's Construct. You pour the golden gears, you get the golden ingots, piece of glass, and a piston, and you've got your hobbyist. Well, we've already got those, so after that huge derailed speech, I'm pretty sure this is what we started off with last time anyways. We don't have to mess with that this time. So that's great. Let's see if there's a hobbyist steam engine. I'm told that there is. There is. That is a hobbyist. Yeah, this is what I used. Okay. I'm listening to people on my stream, and I'll probably cut this part out of the video. Anyways, moving on. So, we've looked at all the different loot that we grabbed. We also have these backpacks. So, we built the Apiarist. We built the Builders. We've got all this fun stuff right here. We've got a Trackman's pack. So, let's look at those. So, we've got all kinds of bees stored up for when we get ready to start bees. I've got resonant bees, I've got valiant bees, I've got water, forest, all kinds of stuff. We've got several furnaces from all the blacksmiths we've raided. We've got a tiny bit of obsidian that I found, some dispensers, a bunch of chests. We've actually got some bricks already. In the forestry bag, it's just more seeds and junk like that. Nothing super important right now. More logs. And here we've got a bit of leather, quite a bit of some slime, quite a bit of wool. There's that hay bale that I was talking about earlier. So we've got plenty of wheat to survive off of without a farm right now. And then in the trackman's pack, all kinds of rails. Just tracks and rails and mine carts and all kinds of fun stuff. So let's get started on doing some stuff. Now, probably right off the bat, what we should probably figure out is we're not going to need this time to dive straight into Tinker's Construct, but it's probably still a good idea to go ahead and get a smeltery set up. That's our first form of ore duplication, and we probably are going to need that. So let's grab what we have here, and let's go outside and let's get a smelter set up. So for the time being, the smelter is going to sit up outside, and I've decided I'm going to use this little area for it. And we can make a larger smeltery if we wanted to, but I don't really see a reason in making it larger than normal. And we're not going to use this back side. So we're actually going to set this up right over here, like so. Now normally what you would want to do to get these bricks and get everything ready, there's some copper. These bricks are very easy to make. If you don't remember how to do it, you should if you're watching expert mode, I would assume. But for seared bricks are very easy to get. You can take grout and cook it. Or there's another way, and that is to pour molten seared stone into an ingot cast. Molten seared stone can be gotten a variety of methods. You can melt down any type of stone or cobblestone to get it. Grout, by the way, very easy to get as well. Grout is simply clay, gravel, and sand. However, in expert mode, you only get 1 grout per combine. So be expecting to put down a lot more grout than normal. I probably should have actually, hold up, we're going to bury that down a bit deeper than that. So I'm going to go ahead and bury this. We're going to make a bigger smeltery right off the bat, just so that we can handle more throughput than we normally do. Oh, and I need to do something. I keep forgetting to do this. Earlier I was chopping some trees and I had that set to fancy for fun. So let's make the smeltery hole a little bit bigger. That way we get a bigger smeltery. Now keep in mind, you no longer have to do a 3x3 smeltery. You can do a 5x5. I think it supports all the way up to going to like a 9x9 smeltery now. I don't need a smeltery that big. I don't generally use my smeltery enough after a certain point in the game to warrant building a smeltery that's that big. So we're going to stick with the 3x3. We're just going to give it a bit more depth from the get-go. Alright. And if I need extra stone, I still have another stack of 64 in the house. So let's throw down our base. And we're just going to throw these bricks down. There we go. And now we'll come up. We're going to need the extra bricks right quick. Man, I never can remember what I did with that stuff. It's like over here. See, this is what I hate about these crates. I get lost. I don't know where my stuff is. It was in the Immersive Engineering crate, I thought. But apparently not. I'm going to find it, I promise. There it is. Yes. Okay. Now we are still going to have to take some of the, and make some actual grout here in just a second to make the control portions of this. Now, I want to be able to pour from this side. That seems like a good idea. And I'll probably have my controls on, well actually we'll put the controls on this side and we'll put the pouring on this side. That way I've got more room to work over here. So these sides aren't really going to have anything attached to them at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and set them up like that. That's all we can use, these basic bricks. These are the bricks that you would find if you were raiding them out of a village. But that's where the free ride is going to end for us. Now from here, we're going to actually have to craft some stuff. So let's see. Digger's pack, do you have it? Digger's, oh, it's in the chest outside. So it's about to be night, but that's okay. I may be short on gravel. So gravel, clay, and sand. Let's make some grout. This will give us 19 grout. And if we have to, we'll go mine up some gravel right quick. So I'm going to cook this up and then we'll be right back, guys. Alright, YouTube, we're back. And we've got some of the things we need right here. Some seared brick. I went ahead and grabbed some more gravel while we were on that AFK, well, video off. So what we need to make to complete the TiCo forge is we're going to need a drain. And we're going to need to complete this recipe twice. The first time is going to give us our controller. And the next time, I don't know if this works with this glass. Okay, it does. The next one is a seared tank. Now, technically that's, and we'll need one faucet. Technically that is all we need. We can get everything done from right there. But it's pretty intelligent to go ahead and make a few extra tanks. The reason being is you can have multiple tanks hooked up and they will all work with the controller, and that allows you to store more lava in one run to go pick up lava, especially early game. So I made 3 tanks. Each tank will hold 4 buckets of lava. So I'll be able to hold up to 12 buckets of lava in my smeltery right now, and I have 1 seared brick left over. Now it's also probably intelligent to create additional smeltery drains, but I'm not as worried about that right this minute. Okay, so let's get this thing set up. Now currently we're going to put our, that does not go there. I completely just botched that. Let's grab it. We need the controller, and we'll put our tanks on. One here. We're going to put one directly below that. Actually, we're not going to do that just yet, because we're going to have to turn right around and take these tanks right back off. So we're just going to set it up to show you that the smeltery is active first, in case you've never built one of these, which I'd be highly surprised if anybody watching this stream, or this Let's Play I should say, has not completed a Tinker's Construct smeltery before, if you're watching an expert stream. Let's Play. Can't speak. Sorry. Anyways, there is a completed Tinker's Construct smeltery. So this one will hold quite a bit because of how deep we've made it, but it's still completely accessible to us. If anything falls down in there, it'll die, it'll give us blood, yeah. That's good. Now, for our first gathering of lava, we're going to need a bucket. And this is where you start getting into all the additional stuff that you need to get started in the game. Normally right now we're needing to make a bucket to go down there and get lava to fill these tanks up so we can start using that. And to get that bucket, we're going to need to be able to make these treated sticks. To make treated sticks, we need treated wood planks, which I have right here. To make treated wood planks, it's simply a bottle of creosote or a bucket of creosote or a cell, or, you know, there's lots of different ways to get creosote. Anyways, you take wood planks and you surround it, 8 of them, and it gives you 8 treated wood. Now we've already got treated wood and we've already got creosote, but if we didn't, how would we go about getting it? Well, that comes back to what I told you guys a little bit ago. We would want to make the coke oven bricks. Now there are 2 types. There are the ones from Immersive Engineering and there are the ones from Railcraft. These produce 2 totally different types of coal coke. Okay, there's Railcraft coal coke, there is Immersive Engineering coal coke. There is blocks of coal coke from Immersive Engineering, and there are blocks of coal coke from Railcraft. Keep that in mind. This being the newest update, T-Fox may have fixed a lot of the Immersive Engineering coal coke issues, but it wasn't burning a lot of the same systems that the Railcraft would before. Hopefully that's been fixed. We'll find out. It doesn't necessarily hurt to have both kinds. Just throwing that out there. Now let's look at the recipe again for making these. We would need bricks, clay, well, clay's bricks, so we need basically 8 clay per 2 and 1 sand per 2. We know we've got to craft 28 of these, which means we've got to run the recipe 14 times. So 14 times 8 is how much clay you need, which is what, 80 and 32, so 112 clay. I think I probably have that. Let's take a look. I pulled all my clay out and put it somewhere. Oh, it's outside. I kept dumping my bag into this chest earlier. So there's 128 right there. So we'll go ahead and make one. Why not? So, what, 60, that's 50, that's 114. So 48. That should be enough, I think. Now let's look at the recipe again. Remember, we want half of this is clay, the other half is bricks. So what, 112, what's half of that? 56? So we'll take 56 and cook it and put the other 56 in here. So let's get those cooked up. We'll put these in here, although I think they need a shift like this. And then we'll need 14 sand. So when those bricks are done, we'll make our coal bricks. Now, in the meantime, like I said, we already know we don't need that. So we're going to go ahead and move forward as though we had already done that, and we'll set that up when we get back. Let's get some iron ingots, which I've got somewhere. I'm going to have to organize this base where I can find everything with item frames or something. Right here. And we've only got 3 iron ingots, but we've got some iron gravel. Okay, that works. Let's take 8 of these. Throw them up in here. And let's get those bad boys cooking. Now, while that's cooking, if you'll notice, my hunger bar looks a little different. I have added one mod, and it is called Apple Core. It's right here. And this allows us to show the actual saturation of foods in the game. So when I go to this apple juice, if I were hungry right now, which I'm not, let's see if I can make myself hungry. See, it's not gold anymore. My saturation is currently gone. And I'm now using up food. There are a lot of different mods out there for handling hunger and things like Spice of Life and can't remember, Hunger Overhaul or something like that. And these do wonderful things when you combine them with Pam's Harvest Craft. You can really get an interesting setup. But what Apple Core does, and it also allows you to tweak things, it shows us how much saturation we're going to get from any type of food type. It also shows us how much hunger is going to be restored if we eat that food. So with this apple juice, we'll get half of our saturation back, and we'll recover that that hunger we're currently missing. I could drink, if I were to drink another one, it would fill my satiation up completely, but we're not going to mess with that right now. Well, we can't anyways, because we're not hungry any longer. Now earlier, if you've noticed this saucepan, I made this by mistake. I was trying to craft something else, and this individual on my stream who likes to harass me distracted me, and I blame this person for everything. And so we made this. This is a saucepan. This is one of many tools we'll need for Pam's Harvest Craft. It's simply a stick and an ingot. Okay? This gets used for making various things in Pam's Harvest Craft. There's 35 recipes it's used in. Everything from curry rice, spicy greens, custard, candied, blah blah blah. Lots of different recipes use it. Probably some of the easiest things to use it would be making like candy like this. I'm looking through for something quick and easy here that I might actually be able to use this for since we made it against my will. So that one's pretty easy. Sugar and melon, and we could get watermelon jelly. Butter. Butter's actually pretty useful. Grape jelly, chocolate cherries. So you can use it for all kinds of cool stuff. Make all kinds of jellies, which you can use in PBs and J's and other recipes and stuff. If you use tofu or eggs, you can get scrambled eggs. So, pretty cool little device. We're going to be making other Pam's Harvest Craft cooking tools later. For right now, I'm just going to hang this on the wall. And how I'm hanging that on the wall is if you come into your options and into your controls, find your Draconic Evolution, and you'll have a hotkey for Place Item in World. I've attached that to Insert. So basically, I mouse over the item I want, and I hit Insert, and it goes on the wall. Have a good night, Jables. Thanks for hanging out with us on the stream tonight, buddy. Good luck at work tomorrow. Take it easy. Alright, so we were waiting on some iron to finish. It's done. So let's get down here to our crafting table. Oh, it's in use. Now I have additional crafting tables. I think they're in my builder's backpack. So let's grab that. And we'll grab out a crafting table right quick. We'll just throw one down. And we're going to make use of those very soon. So if we come in here and we get this 2 sticks. My ingots went into another backpack. There they are. Okay, 2 sticks, 5 ingots, and there we have our first forge hammer. With this forge hammer, and we're going to need some more ingots, and they should be here. There they are. Okay, so with a forge hammer, every 2 ingots will give us a metal plate, which means this gives us 3. We use up a bit of durability on our forge hammer, and now we can get a bucket. So with the bucket and these 3 sear tanks, we're ready to look for some lava. Let's see if we've got any lava on the surface. I see some right back here, so I'm going to head over there and scoop that up, and then we'll be right back. So I'll see you when we get back, guys. Be right back, guys. Alright, YouTubers. We're back, and we're discussing the travesties that are MMOs. But we're not going to get into that. So we finished cooking up our brick, and we're going to apply that in here. There we go. Oh, we do need to swap these. I had them wrong. I had them right the first time. Oh, wait, what? Oh, this is sandstone. That's right, I forgot. Okay, my bad. We were right this way. This has to be sandstone. No big deal. We need 14 sandstone, so we've got some sand. I might need a little extra. If I do, I'll grab that real quick. But we've also got the lava, if you didn't notice, in my bags. Just need to make sure I don't have any sand laying around. Let's take a look here. Okay, I do not have any sand right now. Okay, that's fine. So let's go ahead and attach these lavas right here on. Lava tanks. So we'll put one here, we'll put one here. Now, the third one we would usually put up here, so we would need an extra row. For now, we're just going to set it to the side, and I actually have 1 bucket of lava remaining. I'm just going to attach that bucket of lava right here for now, for when we need it. And at this point, we actually can perform ore duplication. So we can come in here, and one of the first things we're going to want to melt down probably is going to be some gold. And we'll take that gold, and we'll grab, I don't know, this copper ink, it's fine. Let's grab our casting basin. We'll drop this down. That won't work right there. We'll drop that down there. Let's throw the gold in. Where did that bucket just go? Oh, there it is. It shot off over here. So the gold pants are beginning to melt down right now. It's consuming our fuel. We're going to drop that ingot on there. And we're going to go grab some more gold stuff that we want to melt down so we can melt it all in one swoop. Because we had several gold items. So we've got some golden axes. We're going to drop off these bottles and these right here. Some golden boots, golden axe. We're going to go melt all this stuff down. Golden axe, golden axe, golden axe, and golden boots. There we go. So we'll wait on that. While we are waiting, do I have some sand here? Let's see, how much sand do I have? So I have enough to make 5. We need enough to make, so we basically need 9 more. 9 times 4 is 36, so I need 34. Sand right quick. Where's the nearest sand? I'm in a lake and there's no sand around me. So that's, well, all my sand appears to be over there and over there. We'll go over there. There's sand. Okay, cool. So let's grab some sand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get all this stuff scooped up right quick, and then we'll go handle it. And all of this is going into my digger's pack at the moment. So 28. I don't know where all that sand came from, but apparently I already had sand. So we're winning! Alright, so we needed 36, I believe, was the amount. There we go. Swish it around. There's our 14. Let's run in here. And we'll put those in here. And that should give us our coke bricks. Beautiful. So if we step outside now, we can set up our coke furnace. And remember, this is a 3x3 structure. So 1, 2, 3. Right here looks good. We'll just do it here for now. Now, last step on that is we're going to need to grab one of these engineering hammers. And I've got a couple of them from the different engineering stations we've pilfered. And we'll right click on this, and there you go. We have a coke oven. Now, a coke oven is very simple to use. All you do is you take base coal, and you can also put wood in there, just regular old wood, if you just want to produce creosote. But put wood in there and you'll produce charcoal. Put coal in here and it will begin cooking very slowly, and it will produce coal coke, which you can see here. Regular coal has a burn time of 1600. Coal coke has 3200, and will also produce a bit of creosote for every coal coke we produce. So we're now able to produce the same creosote we would need to have made this forge hammer, which we've already made. Now over here, our gold is melted down. We've got 20 ingots. We're going to pour the first one over this ingot to give us an ingot cast. Now we can pour golden ingots all day. Alright, so we've got our first bits of technology going. We've got our buckets, we've got lava. I would like to make the smeltery a little easier to use. And how I would like to do that is, the first things first, we're going to need some more iron, because I don't think I have any more iron in here. But I do have a tiny bit. Oh wait, we have all of this iron over here that we can melt. So let's melt this. Now, one of the nice things about the Tinker's Construct Smeltery is it can hold more than one ore at a time. So if we put this in here, and this is going to take a while to melt, so we'll have to come back to that in a minute. It's also able to make alloys. So at this point we're able to start making bronze, and we're able to start making electrum and different types of alloys. But we also have some iron right here, and we have other things that we can smelt down in iron. Let's go ahead and get a bunch of iron right off the bat. That helmet should go pretty quick. We're just going to toss stuff in here, because there's another one of those horse armors. All these cauldrons. Okay, that's going to give us a good amount of iron. Let's go through all these things in here, because iron's going to be pretty important to us for the things that we need to get done right now. Look at all these cauldrons. That's going to create so much iron. And don't forget, we still got all this gold sitting in here, so we can pour gold ingots while we wait. Now, one of the items that I looted while I was out and about was this lovely little item called a sequencer. What did I do with them? Right here, sequencers. Sequencers are very cool. They work very similarly to redstone clocks and other things, in that they send a redstone signal. I've never tried using a sequencer for this task, but I was just thinking about it, and we probably shouldn't put that there. We should probably put it on the other side. This seems like a good task for a sequencer, actually, if it'll work. So we're going to set our sequencer down, and what we want is we want it to loop with a delay of 1's fine, and we just want it to send a redstone signal, and let's have it send a redstone signal for that long. And what's going to happen is, every time an ingot comes out, it's going to click it for us and pour another one. So that's nice. What would be a little nicer is if we didn't have to sit here and click to pick up the ingot every time, right? So let's pour some iron. We've got iron ingots from that first set of horse. We had 8 to begin with, or 9. It's beginning to pour them now. Two. Three. Look at all that. Look at all those iron ingots. Haven't even mined any iron ore, and we've got all those iron ingots already. We need one more, and we'll be sitting pretty. 5. Okay, so with these 5 ingots, the next thing that I want to go in here and make is I want to grab one of my chests. And if you remember, I have chests inside of this pouch. We're actually going to grab 2 out. We're going to come over here, and we're going to put these iron ingots in the shape of a V. Put one chest in the center, and that's going to give us a hopper, which I commonly refer to as a hooper. And what we're going to do is we're going to put down right below this, and I'm actually going to, I don't have a wrench right now, so I want to be careful about how I do this. I'm going to put the chest down first, and I'm going to put the hopper, while targeting the chest, shift right click, which will connect the hopper to the chest, as you can see. So now what happens is, as ingots pour in, they fall through into the hopper, and go into the chest. So our smeltery is now automated. Anything we put in can now be turned into an ingot so long as there is enough for it to make a whole ingot, and it will go directly into that chest, and we can walk away and do whatever we need to do. We could further improve upon the smeltery's capabilities for holding more stuff by either increasing the size of our smeltery or by adding a hopper with a chest on top over here to put more items in. But at this point, we're sitting pretty good. It can now smelt down all kinds of stuff for us. I don't think, let's check right quick, I don't think the smeltery can burn down steel chest plates. Only a blast furnace can do that. And that's going to be one of our next tasks, is we want to make a blast furnace. Now there's a blast furnace, once again from Railcraft, which takes bricks, sand, and balls of glue. But the blast furnace we want comes from Immersive Engineering. And we can make it, once again, hardened clay this time, sand, balls of glue, or we could use ender pearls to do it if we had a stock of ender pearls. I happen to have 4 ender pearls, but I don't want to use my ender pearls for that. We can also use TNT. Well, I've got some TNT, but it's in mine carts. Probably the easiest thing to do is probably going to be to get glue. And how we get glue, well, we get it from a casting basin, and glue comes from horses. So we're going to have to build as a glue factory. But at this point, I think we're probably getting close on time. So we're going to go ahead and call that, and look at that. There's our coal coke. There's our creosote. Automated ore. We're doing good. We're off to and running with technology. Our base isn't, we've got a nice little base to live out of, which looks pretty cool if you ask me. You shouldn't, because I'm the one that built it. But I'm pretty happy with where we're at. So let me just check one quick thing right quick. So we've got our coke oven, we've talked about the engineering hammer, we've got our smeltery, and we've got our forge hammer. Made our first bucket, yep, and I even showed you guys a sequencer. Now as far as sequencers go, if you don't happen to find one of these, there are lots of other ways to do what I'm doing without using a sequencer. You could use a timer, there's a lot of ways to do it. To make a sequencer, you need redstone torches. Here's the problem, this piece right here, this machine base. This requires a resonant machine frame, which you're not going to have for quite a while. So if you don't discover one of those, that's okay. You can make a timer very easily. You just got to come across some redstone, which is going to be the hard part. But then at that point, it's just cooking some stone to get plates and putting these things together. Okay, so that's another way you could set this up. But sequencers are pretty easy to find. Just do a little village raiding. You shouldn't have any issues. Anyways, at that point, guys, we're going to call it good. And I'll see you guys for the next episode where we get ready to make some blast furnace and some other stuff. So as usual, if you like the video, like it. If you'd like to see more like it, subscribe. Please subscribe. I love growing my channel. Either way, if you didn't like it, if you do subscribe, if you don't, leave me a comment. Tell me what you enjoyed, what you disliked, so that I can get better at what I'm doing. You guys be good to one another. I'll see you next time. Laters.